Hello everyone, this is Al Red Sox Fan coming to you from Al Red Sox Fan YouTube channel, and we have an action PC baseball game between the 1986 New York Mets, who won the World Series, and the 1989 Oakland Athletics, who won the World Series, in the Milt Invitational Trophy game. The winner takes all in a one-game championship. And let's get to the starting lineups and play some ball. Hope everyone's doing well out there. So leading off for the New York Mets, Lenny Dykstra, and he's playing center field. Batting second, Wally Backman, he's at second base. Batting third, the first baseman, Keith Hernandez. The cleanup hitter, doing the catching, Gary Carter. Batting fifth, the right fielder, Darryl Strawberry. Batting sixth, the designated hitter, Danny Heath. Batting seventh, the third baseman, Hojo Howard Johnson. Batting eighth, the left fielder, Mookie Wilson. Batting ninth, playing shortstop, Rafael Santana. And on the hill for the New York Metropolitans of 1986, who would win the World Series, Dwight Gooden. For the Oakland Athletics, batting first in left field, Ricky Henderson. Batting second, the third baseman, Carney Lansford. Batting third in right field, Jose Canseco. Batting fourth, the designated hitter, Dave Parker. Batting fifth in center field, Dave Henderson. Batting sixth, the first baseman, Mark McGuire. Batting seventh, doing the catching, Terry Steinbach. Batting eighth, the second baseman, Tony Phillips. Batting ninth, the shortstop, Walt Weiss. On the hill for the Oakland Athletics, Dave Stewart. I will be playing as the New York Mets. The Action PC engine will be playing as the Oakland Athletics. Let's just make sure we have that set up properly. As we will switch the computer over to Oakland, I will play as the Mets. So leading off for the New York Mets, Lenny Dykstra, and in 1986, Nails batted .295, 8 homers, 45 ribbies, 9 out of 10 bunter. Corners are playing in for Oakland. You have Dave Stewart on the mound. Dave Stewart in 1989, 21 wins, 9 losses, 3.32 earned run average. He struck out 155, walked 69. Steinbach doing the catching. 7 out of 10 defense, 5 out of 10 arm. Lansford, 3 out of 10 defensive range at third. Weiss, 7 out of 10 at short. Tony Phillips, 5 out of 10 at second. Mark McGuire, 7 out of 10 at first. Ricky Henderson's in left, 7 out of 10 range and arm. Why are we not showing the arm? Let's just take a quick look at Ricky. Take a quick look. 2 arm, so he has a 4 arm in left. I knew it couldn't be a 7 arm. And Hendu, Dave Henderson's in center. And he's 6 out of 10 defensive range. Why they're not listing his arm? 3 out of 10 arm. And Jose Canseco's in right when he actually could still play the outfield. 7 out of 10 defensive range, 9 out of 10 arm. Joining us in the chat is Milt. And this is the Milt Invitational Trophy game. Hope all is well with Milt. And also Dog Sidious. How are you doing, Dog? Check out Dog Sidious's wonderful channel, all things Star Wars and entertainment. And check out Citadel for trivia with Milt and Felicia and Mary B. and the Thunder from Down Under, Marie. Alrighty, here comes Lenny Dykstra. 9 out of 10 bunter, as I stated. Corners playing in. Here's the pitch. He's swinging away. And Dykstra hits a shot to shallow center field. And Henderson makes the running catch. Knee high. Nice play by Henderson in center. 1 down. Wally Backman steps to the plate. He's a 7 out of 10 bunter. And Wally Backman In 1986, batted .320, 1 homer and 27 RBIs, 1 out, no one on. Backman, left-handed batter, awaits the right-handed tossing Dave Stewart. Here's the pitch from Stewart to Backman. And Backman grounds it to Lansford. He's up with it and fires to McGuire for out number 1. And someone was injured. What happened there? Backman turned an ankle, but he'll stay in the game. Oh, that's wonderful. So 2 outs, no one on for Keith Hernandez. Hernandez, the first baseman in 1986 for the Metropolitans. 310, 13 homers, 83 ribbies. Left-handed stick. Steinbach wiggles the fingers, sets the target. The windup and the pitch from Dave Stewart. And Hernandez grounds it back to Stewart, who fires to McGuire, side retired. Nice play by Dave Stewart, knocking that ball down, picking it up and throwing to first, as that was slated for center field. Due up in the bottom of the first for the A's, Henderson, Lansford, and Canseco. On the hill for the 86 Mets, Dwight Gooden, 17-6 with a 2.84 earned run average, struck out 200, walked 80. Gary Carter behind the plate, 8 out of 10 defense, 4 out of 10 arm. Hojo's at third, Howard Johnson below average, 4 out of 10. Santana above average at short, 6 out of 10. Wally Backman below average at second, 4 out of 10. Keith Hernandez, outstanding Gold Glove first baseman, 10 out of 10 at first. As Milt says, let's see if Keith is coked up tonight. Well, I think he had a Coca-Cola, wink wink, nudge nudge. Keith had a powdered donut problem in the late 70s when he was with the St. Louis Cardinals, supposedly. I don't know if that's true, but Mookie Wilson's in left, 8 out of 10 defense, 5 out of 10 arm. Nails Lenny Dykstra's in center, 9 out of 10 defense, 7 out of 10 arm. And Darryl Strawberry's in right, 5 out of 10 defense with a cannon for an arm, 9 out of 10. So Ricky Henderson's up, 6 out of 10 bunter. Mets are going to play their infield, outfield straightaway and normal. Here's the pitch from Gooden to Henderson. Henderson grounds it to Johnson. Johnson fires, and they get Ricky Henderson by a step. Good stretch by Keith Hernandez, 1 down. Here comes Carney Lansford. Lansford batted .336, 2 homers, 52 ribbies in 1989. Righty-righty matchup. Gary Carter wiggles the fingers. Gooden nods his head. He deals to Lansford. And Lansford hits a shot. Hojo has it at third. Fires to first. 2 down. Howard Johnson, a busy beaver at third. And now bring up Jose Canseco. Part of the Bash brothers, him and Mark McGuire. 269, 17 homers, 57 ribbies. I believe he was injured for a portion of the season. Gooden's ready to work. He rocks and fires to Canseco. And Canseco strikes out on the high fastball, side retired. Top of the second. No score here in the Oakland Coliseum. Due up for the Mets, Carter, Strawberry, and Danny Heap. Gary Carter in 1986 for the Mets. 255, 24 home runs, 105 runners knocked in. Stewart picks up the sign from Steinbach. He deals to Carter. Carter swings, sends his ball left field. Henderson going back, makes the catch. Ricky Henderson, 1 down. Darryl Strawberry strides to the plate. Left-handed power-hitting right fielder. 259, 27 home runs, 93 ribbies. Steinbach wiggles the fingers. Stewart quickly nods his head. The windup and the pitch to Strawberry. And Strawberry rips a shot to right. And Canseco makes the catch. The sinking line drive, Jose makes the catch. So 2 fine plays so far in the outfield for the Athletics. Henderson in center, now Canseco in right. Base is empty. And here's Danny Heap. He is the designated hitter for the Mets. 282, 5 homers and 33 ribbies. Left-handed batter. Stewart picks up the sign from Steinbach. He deals to Heap. Heap swings, and Heap singles to left center field. Takes a wide turnaround first, but goes back. Danny Heap, 6 out of 10 runner. Not really a good base stealer, though. McGuire holding him on. Here's Howard Johnson. 2 outs. Heap will be off on contact. Hojo batted .245, 10 homers, 39 ribbies. Switch hitter batting lefty off the right-handed throwing Dave Stewart. Hojo awaits the Stewart offering pitch homeward bound. Johnson swings, sends that ball deep to right. Canseco going back, and he makes the catch on the warning track. Side is retired. We go to the bottom of the second, scoreless here between the 1986 New York Mets and the 1989 Oakland Athletics. Joining us in the chat, Herb Pilgrim. He says, the A's are in my top half. League teams may be in the top third. I need to do a mental inventory to be sure. But Yankees, as Herb Pilgrim's doing an APA tournament of the greatest teams. So, hope you're feeling good, Herb. My suggestion, Herb, is just write it down and play it. That's what I say. Two up for the A's, Parker, Henderson, and McGuire to face the Doc, Dwight Gooden. Dave Parker in 1989 for the Athletics batted .264, 22 home runs, 97 ribbies, would pick up his second World Series ring, as he had one in 79 with the Pirates. So 10 years apart, he'd pick up World Series rings. Gary Carter goes through the signs. The Doc nods his head. He kicks and fires to Parker. And Parker works a walk. So Dave Parker's at first, not very fast at all. 1 out of 10 base runner. Hernandez is holding him on. I'd like not to hold him on. Forgot how I want him to play behind. Oh, yeah. So he's going to play behind him. Get more range. We dare Dave Parker to steal. Here comes Dave Henderson. Henderson in 1989. .250. 15 home runs, 80 runners knocked in. No outs. Parker at first. Hernandez playing behind him. Santana and Backman hoping to turn 2 up the middle for the Metropolitans. Here's the pitch to Hendu, Dave Henderson from Gooden. And he strikes him out! Blows the fastball by him as it hits the outside corner, sinking away. 1 out, 1 on, and here comes Bash brother number 2, Mark McGuire. .231, 33 home runs, 95 ribbies for the big first baseman. Parker at first, takes a slight lead. Again, Hernandez will play behind him. Gooden deals to McGuire, and he walks McGuire. So a walk, a strikeout, and another walk to McGuire. 3 out of 10 base runner. Another not speedy gent on the base paths. 1 out, 2 on for Terry Steinbach, the number 7 batter. The catcher for the Athletics batted .273, 7 homers, 42 ribbies. Mets want to turn 2 and get out of this jam. Carter goes out to have a word with Gooden. Here's the pitch to Steinbach. And he strikes him out. Gooden bears down. So it's been a Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde inning for Dwight Gooden. Walks and strikeouts. So 2 outs, 2 on for the number 8 batter. Switch hitting second baseman Tony Phillips. Phillips, .262, 4 home runs, 47 ribbies. Chance to put the Athletics on top here in the bottom of the second. Again, Parker and McGuire, very slow base runners. Gooden's ready. He kicks and fires to Tony Phillips. There go the runner. Strike 3, swing and a miss. Side retired. So Gooden walks 2 but strikes out the side. We go to the top of the third, still scoreless here in Oakland in this Milt Invitational Trophy game. Winner take all, 1 and done between the 1986 Mets, who won the World Series, and the 1989 Athletics. Milt says from the late 80s, early 90s as a kid. So Milt is a big athletics fan. And he says the Moneyball era for the A's was fun as well. And he says, come on, Steinbeck! As Milt is really being hard on the Mets for their he believes they had a powdered donut problem. We're not quite sure of that. You know, I sense my players are very, up for the game. I believe it's powdered donuts. That's all. Due up for the Metropolitans, Wilson, Santana in the top of the order, Lenny Dykstra. Mookie Wilson in 1986. Batted .289. 9 homers, 45 ribbies. Stewart peers in at Steinbach, gets the sign. Arms down to his chest, the windup, and the pitch to Mookie Wilson. Wilson swings, sends that ball shallow right field to the line, and foul. Canseco couldn't come down with it. The count's now 1 ball, 2 strikes on Mookie Wilson. Switch hitter. Steps back in the left-hander batter's box. Stewart kicks and fires. Wilson swings, sends that ball center field deep, and gone! Mookie Wilson homers to center, and the Metropolitans take a 1-0 lead as he crushed that pitch. And here it is again. Boom goes the ball, and Mookie Wilson touches them all as Stewart, with his best Bob Gibson scowl on the mound now. So 1-0 Mets. And here comes Rafael Santana. .218, 1 homer, 28 ribbies. Santana awaits the Stewart offering. Pitch inbound. Santana walks. So Stewart, a bit discombobulated from that blast by Mookie Wilson, walks. Santana, and if I could get, there it is, Rafael Santana, and he's a slow base runner, 2 out of 10. And here's Nails, Lenny Dykstra, no outs, Santana's at first. 1-0 lead. On deck is Backman, and we're going to play hit and run. There goes Santana. Dykstra swings, and he hits a shot to right center field. Santana hits the second base bag, and here's the throw to third, but he slides in safe as he beats the throw. So the hit and run works to perfection with Lenny Dykstra Nails. So runners on the corners, no outs. Again, Dykstra, a very speedy base runner, 9 out of 10. And his jump for a base stealer, 8 out of 10. 82% chance of stealing second. Here's Wally Backman. Backman, excellent bunter. 10 out of 10. Hit and run, 8 out of 10. There goes Dykstra, the throw down to Weiss, and he did him! What a throw by Steinbeck! So Lenny Dykstra goes, and he is thrown out. Great throw by Lenny Dykstra as Weiss applied the tag. Santana stays put at third. So 1 out. Mets could run themselves out of an inning here. Runner at third. Here's the pitch to Backman. 0-1 count. Wally swings, grounds it to Weiss. They're going to send, as Weiss makes the play ranging towards the second base bag, and we're going to send Santana home. Weiss plays to first, and Santana scores, and it's 2-0 Metropolitans, as that probably would have been a double play ball, though Backman has good speed. So 2 outs, base is empty. Small ball did produce a run, even though it failed with the stolen base. Hernandez is 0 for 1. Stewart down 2 now. He's ready to deal. Here's the pitch to Keith Hernandez. And Hernandez walks. So that home run seems to have gotten to Dave Stewart. Hernandez is at first with the walk. 4 out of 10 base runner. Chance for stealing second, 67%. But Gary Carter's at the plate. Mets catcher's 0 for 1. Righty-righty matchup. Steinbach goes through the signs, sets the target. Here's the pitch to Carter. Carter swings, and that's up the middle. Hernandez hits second base and goes to third. as he was off on contact with 2 outs. The Mets getting through to Dave Stewart and the Athletics here in the bottom of the third. 2 outs, 2 runs in. Runners on the corners. And here comes Darryl Strawberry. Strawberry's 0 for 1. He lined to right in the second. Can the straw man do it? Not going to run here. Mets want to keep piling it on the Athletics, who have a tremendous offensive lineup. Steinbeck sets the target. Here's the pitch to Strawberry. Strawberry swings, sends that ball right center field. Dave Henderson makes the catch, side retired, but the Mets scored 2. First one coming on the Mookie Wilson home run, and the second one on a ground out to short. Bottom of the third, 2-0, 1986 Mets over the 89 Athletics. Due up for the A's of 1989, Weiss in the top of the order, Henderson and Lansford. Walt Weiss in 1989 batted .233, 3 homers, 21 ribbies. Switch hitter batting lefty off the right-handed throwing Gooden. Gooden's ready to work. He deals to Weiss. And another walk! Can the Athletics take advantage of Gooden's wildness? They couldn't do it last inning. Walt Weiss, 87% chance of stealing. Second base, 6 out of 10 base runner, 3 out of 10 jump. And here's Ricky Henderson. Gooden throws over. Weiss gets back. There's the pitch out. Weiss stays put. 1-0 count. Pitch out again. There goes Weiss. The throw down by Carter. And he still slides in safe as he beats Carter's throw. Carter again, 4 out of 10 arm. Even with the pitch out, Weiss steals second. So Henderson now has a 2-0 count. On deck for the A's is Lansford. Gooden needs a strikeout here. Here's the pitch to Ricky Henderson. And he walks Ricky Henderson. The walk bugaboo is getting to Dwight Gooden. Gooden so far in 2 innings pitched, 4 walks, 4 Ks, no hits. Here's Carney Lansford, 0 for 1, 8 out of 10 hit and run. But he's a horrible bunter, so he's not moving the runners over. That would be a shock. Santana and Backman hoping to turn 2 up the middle. Gooden has to settle down here. He takes a deep breath, arms down to his chest. He kicks and fires to Lansford. And Lansford sends that ball left field. Wilson on the run, and he makes the catch. Nice play by Mookie Wilson. And Weiss is going to tag up and go to third, but we will throw to the cutoff man. He wanted to throw to the cutoff man. Runner at first holds anyway, thank God. As I hit no to throw to the cutoff man, but Mookie Wilson did his own thing. Double play still in order, but here comes Bash brother number 1, Jose Canseco. Canseco 0 for 1. He struck out in the first. If he hits a 3-run bomb, the A's will take the lead. Gooden's going to try a pitch around to see if he can get Canseco to chase out of the zone and bang into a double play. Here's the pitch to Jose, and Jose grounds to Santana, backhands it. 12% chance of throwing out Weiss at home. Throw home. No. Santana to Backman to Keith Hernandez. No, they don't turn 2 as Canseco just beats it out. And the Athletics are on the board on the fielder's choice to Jose Canseco, who picks up an RBI. It's 2-1 now. Nice backhand by Santana. Backman just couldn't get enough on the throw as the runner was bearing down on him. Here's Dave Parker, 2 outs. Jose Canseco, a very good base runner at first, 7 out of 10 for the jump, for the running, and the jump is 4 out of 10, 73% chance of stealing second. Gooden throws over, Canseco's back. Parker walked his first time up. Here's the pitch to Parker. And he singles up the middle. Dykstra charges it, but Canseco makes his way to third. So runners on the corners with 2 outs, 2-1 Mets. JD has jumped in chat. How are you, my friend? Hope all is well. Check out that wonderful channel, JD UFC for the PS4, as well as Mass Effect for the PS4. And Dragon's Age, I believe it's called, for the PS4. Is also an author, big Game of Thrones fan. So here's Hendu. Dave Henderson, he's 0 for 1. Struck out his first time up in the second. Gooden has to bear down here. It's 2-1 ball game. The hustle by Canseco denied the double play that would have ended the inning. And Canseco picked up an RBI for his hustle. Henderson digs in, ready to grip and rip. Carter sets the target. Gooden rocks and fires. Henderson strikes out with the tying run 90 feet away. Big swing and a miss. We go to the top of the fourth, but the A's have cut into the lead with 1 run. It's 2-1. The Mets of 1986 over the Athletics of 1989. 2 up in the top of the fourth for the Mets. McGuire, out wrong side. Heap, Johnson, and Wilson. Danny Heap's 1 for 1. He's singled to left center in the second. Digs in the left-hander's batter's box. Steinbach wiggles the fingers. Stewart nods his head. Here's the pitch to Danny Heap. And Heap hits a shot that's going to get to the wall. Heap digging for 2. He slides in and he is safe. Danny Heap doubles as that ball got by Dave Henderson. So a leadoff double for Danny Heap. He's 2 for 2 off Stewart. And here's here's Howard Johnson. Johnson's 0 for 1. Fly to right in the second. Johnson at worst wants to hit the ball to the right side here to move Heap over. Danny Heap, 6 out of 10 base runner. Not really looking to steal third here. Johnson, a very poor bunter. On deck, Mookie Wilson, who homered off Stewart. Here's the pitch to Hojo. Johnson swings and he goes to right center field and he scores on the single. It's now 3-1 Mets, so they get that run right back. Johnson, 7 out of 10 base runner. 89% chance of stealing, but only a 43% chance of stealing this base. As McGuire's holding him on, and Stewart does a fairly good job of holding on base runner. Here's Mookie Wilson, 1 for 1. With a homer, he got the scoring started in the top of the third. 3-1 Mets. Here's the pitch to Wilson. They throw over. Johnson dives back. As McGuire applied the tag, Stewart again looks to first. Deals homeward bound. Wilson swings, and he sends that ball left center field, and Henderson makes the catch, retreating to first as Howard Johnson, 1 out, 1 on for the number 9 batter, Rafael Santana, who walked his first time up in the third. Santana, 7 hit and run. We're going to play some hit and run. There goes Johnson. Here's the swing. Grounds it to Weiss. Weiss makes the diving play. Pops up. Throws to McGuire. Scoops it out of the dirt. And they just snip Rafael Santana at first. Walt Weiss robbed Santana of a base hit. What a diving stop by Walt Weiss. So Howard Johnson's at second. He's in scoring position for Nails. Lenny Dykstra's 1 for 2. Line to center in the first and single to right center in the third. Johnson again, 7 out of 10 base runner. He will have a couple extra steps with 2 outs. He'll be off on contact. Chance for Dykstra to knock in that duck out on the pond. Here's the pitch to Lenny from Stewart. And Dykstra sends that right back to Stewart, who fires to McGuire. Side retired, but the Mets get 1 back on the base hit by Hojo. We go to the bottom of the fourth. 3-1 Mets. Due up for the 1989 Athletics, McGuire, Steinbach, and Tony Phillips. Dash brother number 2, Mark McGuire, walked in the second. Remember, he had 33 home runs in '89. Gooden's ready to work the windup and the pitch to Big Red. And McGuire sends that ball left center field, deep and gone! Mark McGuire goes yard, and it's a 3-2 game. As McGuire crushed that Gooden offering, it's 3-2 Mets. McGuire, boom goes the ball, left center field, and it's out of here. As Mark McGuire touches them all, the Bash brother bashes 1 out, so it's 3-2, no outs. And here's Terry Steinbach, the catcher. He's 0 for 1. He struck out in the second. righty-righty matchup. Carter goes through the signs. Gooden nods his head. He deals to Steinbach. And he strikes him out. Swing and a miss. He tipped it, but Carter held on to it. So 1 out. Second baseman, switch hitter, Tony Phillips strides the plate. Left-handed batter. Due to the right-handed throwing Dwight Gooden. He's 0 for 1. Struck out in the second. So far, Dwight Gooden in 3 1/3 innings, 2 hits, 1 run. 2 hits, 1 home run, 4 walks, 6 Ks. They're both earned. I just wanted to make sure. So he's given up 2 earned runs. Here's the pitch to Tony Phillips, 0 for 1. And Phillips grounds it to Johnson. Johnson charges in, bare hands it, fires to Hernandez. But Tony Phillips with his speed from the left side of the plate beats it out. As Johnson barehanded it and fired to first, but not in time. Phillips, a 6 out of 10 base runner. Only a 23% chance of stealing second. Hernandez holding him on. Here's Walt Weiss, the number 9 batter. And Weiss walked his first time up in the bottom of the third. 9 out of 10 bunter, but there's 1 out. I don't think he's bunting with 1 out. 5 out of 10 hit and run. He might do that. Gooden throws over to first. And Weiss did something really bizarre. Just, stretched his legs, I guess. Ran down there. Said hello to Phillips. Now back behind the plate. I think that was supposed to be the catcher, Gary Carter, but sometimes the animations go a bit crazy. Gooden nods his head. He deals to Weiss. And that's a line shot to Backman, who makes the lunging catch at second, robbing Walt Weiss of a base hit. Nice job by Wally Backman. So 2 outs, tying run at first. Phillips, 6 out of 10 base runner. He'll be off on contact. And Ricky, don't lose my number, Henderson's at the plate. He's 0 for 1. He grounded to third in the first and walked in the third. Gooden rubs up the baseball, puts it back in his glove. Back up on the bump, toes the rubber, peers in at Carter. Here's the pitch to Henderson. There goes the runner, the throw down by Carter, and they nail Phillips, and that will retire the side. What a throw by Gary Carter, as he already had 1 Oakland Athletic Walt Weiss steal a base, but not this time. He throws out Tony Phillips, side retired. The Athletics do get 1 on the Mark McGuire blast to left center. We go to the top of the 5th, 3-2 Mets. Due up for the 1986 Metropolitans, Wally Backman, Keith Hernandez, and Gary Carter. Backman is 0 for 2. Made a nice play in the field in the bottom of the inning. He is grounded to third and grounded to short. Santana scored on that, so he has a ribby. Backman, 7 out of 10 bunter. Infield at normal depth. He's going to try to drag bunt here. Here's the pitch. Backman with the drag bunt. That's a good one. And that's going to be a bunt base hit for Wally Backman. So Wally Backman with a beautiful drag bunt. And he has a bunt base hit. 3-2 Mets. Backman, 7 out of 10 base runner. McGuire holding him on. Here's Keith Hernandez. Hernandez is 0 for 1. He grounded to the pitcher in the first and walked in the third. The righty-lefty matchup. Steinbach pounds the mitt, sets the target. Here's the pitch to Hernandez. And Hernandez sends his ball right field. Canseco on the run towards the line, makes the catch. Jose Canseco playing some D out there in right. 1 out, 1 on. Backman at first, Gary Carter, Mets catcher at the plate. He's 1 for 2. He flied very deep to left in the second and singled in the third. Carter had 24 home runs in 86 to go with 105 ribbies. Stewart takes a peek at first. He kicks and fires to Gary Carter. Carter swings the bat, sends that ball deep to right. Canseco back, and he makes the catch once again. Jose Canseco all over the place in right. In, out. To the side, to the left, to the right. Canseco playing like he's Roberto Clemente out there. So 2 outs. Backman will be off on contact for the straw man, Darryl Strawberry. He's 0 for 2. He lined to right, then fly deep to right center. 3-2 ball game. Stewart wants to keep it a 1-run deficit. Here's the pitch to Strawberry. And Strawberry swings and he shoots that to right field. Backman hits second base. 56% chance of advancing to third. We will hold him. So first and second as Strawberry picks up his first hit. And here comes Danny Heap. Danny Heap's 2 for 2 off Stewart. Chance to knock in a run for Mr. Heap. He singled in the second and doubled in the fourth. He's a triple and a home run away from the cycle. Runners will be off on contact. Strawberry 8 out of 10 base runner at first. And Backman 7 out of 10 base runner at second. So good speed on the base paths for the 86 Mets. Here's the pitch to Heap. And Heap grounds it to Weiss. Weiss backhands it and fires to McGuire's side, retired. Another nice play at short for Wally Weiss. We go to the bottom of the 5th. 3-2. The 86 Mets over the 89 Athletics. Bump. 2 up for the A's of 1989. Top of the order, Ricky Henderson, Carney Lansford, and Jose Canseco. Henderson is 0 for 1. He grounded to third and has walked his last time up. 6 out of 10 bunter, but I don't think he's bunting. Gooden kicks and fires to Ricky. And Henderson grounds into Backman. Throws to Hernandez, 1 down. Carney Lansford strides to the plate. A's third baseman's 0 for 2. He's an 8 out of 10 bunter. 1 out. He is grounded to third and flown deep down the left field line. Weiss tagged up on the play. Gooden shakes off Carter. Now he's ready. The windup and the pitch to Lansford. And Lansford walks. That walk bugaboo gets Gooden again. Gooden's up to 100 pitches. And he's only in the bottom of the 5th, He's good for 135. So far, he's pitched 4 1/3 innings, 3 hits, 2 earned runs. He's given up a home run to McGuire. He's walked 5, struck out 6. The walks are going to come back to haunt Dwight Gooden. As Herb Pilgrim in the chat says, Mets ain't winning this game. So here comes Bash brother number 1. Jose Canseco, who's been playing stellar defense, but he's 0 for 2 at the plate. He has struck out, but he beat out a double play ball that earned him a ribby when Weiss scored. So it's a 3-2 game. If Jose goes yard, the A's will take a 4-3 lead. Mansford, 79% chance of stealing second. Gooden throws over. Lansford's back. And now that drops down to 49%. Again, Gooden takes a peek. Now he kicks and fires to Canseco with the pitch around. And Canseco pops it shallow into the outfield and left. And Santana makes the play. So again, they get Canseco to chase on a pitch outside the strike zone on the pitch around. So 2 outs. Lansford will be off on contact. Dave Parker, the designated hitter, strides to the plate. Left-handed batter. He walked in the second, singled in the third. Parker had 22 home runs in '89. On deck is Dave Henderson. Gooden picks up the sign from Carter. Here's the pitch to Parker. And Parker grounds it to Backman. Good range by Backman. Moving to his right. He throws to Keith Hernandez. Side, retired. Great job by Wally Backman at second in this game. We go to the top of the 6th. The 1986 Mets 3. The 1989 Oakland Athletics 2. 2 up for the Mets. Johnson, Wilson, and Santana, the bottom third of the order, to face Dave Stewart. Stewart's gone 5 innings, 8 hits. He's given up 3 runs. He's given up the home run to Mookie Wilson. Walked 2, he struck out none. Hojo's 1 for 2. Flied out to right in the second, singled, knocking in Heap in the fourth. Switch hitting Hojo digs in the left-hander's batter's box. Steinbeck sets the target. Stewart deals to Johnson. And Johnson goes the other way as he singles to left. He's now 2 for 3. Johnson, 7 out of 10 base runner, 46% chance of stealing second. McGuire holding him on. And here's Mookie Wilson. Wilson's 1 for 2. He hit a solo blast in the third that got the Mets on the board, 1-0, then fly deep to left center. So Stewart has not fooled Mookie. Stewart takes a peek at first. He deals to Wilson. Wilson swings, grounds it to Lansford. Lansford's only play is the first, and they just nipped Mookie Wilson. Good stretch by Big Red. But that's as good as a sacrifice as Johnson advances to second with 1 out. He's in scoring position for Rafael Santana. Santana's 0 for 1. He walked and then was robbed of a hit by Walt Weiss. Weiss went to his left, made a dive, popped up, fired to McGuire. So Santana hoping to knock in his partner in crime up the middle, Howard Johnson at second. Stewart kicks and fires to Santana. And he strikes him out, and that's Stewart's first strikeout. Big swing and a miss as he lunged after a bad pitch. So 2 outs, Johnson will be off on contact, and here comes Nails, Lenny Dykstra, the leadoff batter for the Mets. He's 1 for 3. Line to center in the first, singled in the third, then grounded back to Stewart in the fourth. Johnson takes a slight lead from second. Stewart peers over his shoulder, now looks in at Steinbach, nods his head, the windup and the pitch to Dykstra. Dykstra swings and he goes to right field. Canseco puts a charge on it, but they will not even make a throw as Canseco throws to the cutoff man Phillips, and it's now 4-2 Mets as Lenny Dykstra knocks in Howard Johnson. Johnson, a good base runner, had extra steps with 2 outs. So Dykstra, a threat to steal. He's been thrown out though. And here's Wally Backman. Backman's 1 for 3. Grounded to third in the first. Grounded to short. But that knocked in Santana and had a bunt base hit in the fifth. There goes Dykstra. Steinbeck throws down Weiss, and not this time. Dykstra head first slide. Gets his hand in there, so he's in scoring position with 2 outs. Dykstra, 80% chance of stealing third. He's off and running. Steinbeck fires down to Lansford, and now they get him as Dykstra got a little too greedy. Side retired. Backman will be the leadoff batter in the top of center, 7th. But Oakland does get, the Mets do get 1 more, and they lead 4-2 as we go to the bottom of the 6th. 2 up for the A's, trailing by 2 now as time's getting short. Dave Henderson, Mark McGuire, and Terry Steinbach to face Dwight Gooden. And Gooden so far has gone 5 innings, 3 hits, 2 runs, both of them earned. The home run to Mark McGuire. He's walked 5, struck out 6. The walks, if he continues on that pace, will come back to haunt him. He's been lucky so far. Henderson's 0 for 2. Here's the pitch from Gooden to Henderson. And he strikes him out, 0 for 3. Gooden's 7th strikeout. Big swing and a miss for Hendu. Here's Mark McGuire. He's 1 for 1 with a home run. He also walked. Carter goes through the signs. Gooden nods his head. They look like they're going to try to hit the corners here. They're going to go pitch around to McGuire, see if he chases. Here's the pitch. And McGuire grounds it to Johnson. He comes up with it, fires to Hernandez for the out. So McGuire went after that low pitch on the outside corner. Grounds out to Hojo at third. So 2 outs, base is empty for Terry Steinbeck. The catcher's 0 for 2. He had 7 home runs in '89 with 42 ribbies, 273 batting average. Gooden kicks and fires to Terry Steinbeck. And that's a ground ball to Backman. Up with it to Hernandez. Side retired. 1, 2, 3, go the A's. As Milt's laughing at me because I had Lenny Dykstra try to steal third with 2 outs. He was 80% to make it. Stumbled. Top of the 7th, 4-2 Mets. Due up. Backman was at the plate when Dykstra, all wired up probably on some pep pills, tried to steal third. Hernandez on deck, followed by Gary Carter. Backman 1 for 3. Grounded to third in the first. Grounded to short, knocking in Santana, so he's an RBI there, and had a bunt base hit in the 5th. He's going to try another bunt base hit. Here's the pitch. Backman drops it down, but it goes foul. 0-2 count on Wally. Asks for time. Now he steps back in, the left-hander's batter's box. Stewart picks up the sign from Steinbach. Here's the pitch to Backman. And Backman grounds it to his counterpart Phillips, who throws to McGuire, 1 away. And here's Keith Hernandez. He's 0 for 2. Left-handed batting first baseman. Stewart up to 99 pitches. He's ready to work. He deals to Hernandez. Keith swings, goes the other way. Ricky Henderson on the run, and he makes the catch as Hernandez bid for a base hit as he tried to slap the ball the other way. Got under it, though. Did carry farther than we thought. So 2 outs, base is empty for Gary Carter. The Mets catcher 1 for 3. He has flown out in the 2nd very deep, singled in the 3rd, and flew out deep again in the 5th. Carter awaits the Dave Stewart offering pitch, homeward bound. Carter swings. That ball goes deep to right. Canseco makes the running catch. Side retired. We go to the bottom of the 7th. 4-2 Mets. Due up for the 89. Oakland Athletics. Phillips, Weiss, and the top of the order, Ricky Henderson. The Doc, Dwight Gooden up to 115 pitches. Good for 135. He says he's A-OK. Phillips 1 for 2. He has struck out and had the infield single on the bouncing slow roller to Howard Johnson, who barehanded and fired to Keith Hernandez, but not in time. Gooden's ready to work. He deals to Phillips. And Phillips singles back up the middle as Santana lunged for it but couldn't get to it. Tying run comes to plate and Walt Weiss. Weiss, 9 out of 10 bunters, 5 out of 10 hit and run. Phillips, 6 out of 10 base runner, 22% chance of stealing second. Hernandez holding him on. Gooden throws over, and Phillips gets back under the tag. Santana and Backman would love to turn 2 here. Gooden kicks and fires. Here's the pitch to Weiss. Ground ball. Gooden goes to first for the sure out. He didn't even think about trying to turn 2. He just got the sure out at first. Phillips moves into scoring position. With 1 out, top of the order, Ricky Henderson. Ricky, don't lose my number, is 0 for 2. He is grounded to 3rd, walked, and grounded to 2nd. Henderson had 9 home runs in '89. Gooden peeks over his shoulder. Backman tries to keep Phillips close at 2nd. Now Gooden looks into Carter, picks up the sign. Here's the pitch to Ricky Henderson. Henderson sends that ball deep to left. Mookie Wilson going back, and it's gone! Ricky, don't lose my number. Henderson just hits a 2-run blast, and we have a 4-4 ball game with 1 out in the bottom of the 7th as Dwight Gooden just hangs his head in disgust. And that homer went 335. Doesn't matter how far it went. We have a tie ball game here in this one and done, winner take all Milt Invitational Trophy game. And here's Carney Lansford. The Mets get their bullpen action up. Lansford's 0 for 2. Lansford grounded to 3rd, flew deep down the left field line, and has walked. Gooden up to 122 pitches. This could be his last batter. Carter sets the target. Here's the pitch to Carney Lansford. Lansford grounds to Santana. He's up with it, fires to first. 2 down. Nice play by Rafael Santana at short. As Milt says, Ricky with an E. Dog City is Ricky, don't lose that letter. Do 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 do. And here comes Bash brother number 1, Jose Canseco. He is 0 for 3. He did beat out a double play ball that earned him a ribby. But in between that, he has struck out and popped to short. And we'll go pitch around once again to Canseco. Here's the pitch to Jose. And he sends his ball deep to left. Wilson looks up, and that's gone! Jose Canseco homers. And it's a 5-4 game, and that's enough we've seen out of Mr. Doc Gooden. Gooden gave up 3 home runs. Let's make sure I got that right. McGuire, Henderson, and Canseco. Henderson and Canseco have homered both in the bottom of the 7th, and now the A's have a 5-4 lead as Milt says, Jose! And now we go to the bullpen as we have lefty, wrong side out, lefty Dave Parker, righty Dave Henderson, and the righty Mark McGuire. All players are eligible in this game. So I'm going to go to Randy Myers, who's deaf on lefties, 111. Batting average against. Here comes Randy Myers. Myers will come in to try to get the 3rd out against Dave Parker. A's now have a 5-4 lead. It's been a very exciting game. Milt in the chat have been enjoying it. Myers, in 1986, pitched 10 2/3 innings, ERA 4.22, but was tremendously tough on lefties, as lefties only batted 111. Dave Parker, in 86, only batted 228 off lefties. Let's see if they'll pinch hit for Dave Parker. Parker did have 22 home runs, though. He's 1 for 2 today, and that was off Dwight Gooden. He has walked, singled, and grounded to second. Myers done with his warm-up tosses. Carter has a quick word with the youngster, now back behind the plate. Here's the pitch to Dave Parker. And Parker sends a deep fly ball to center. Dykstra going back, and he makes the catch at the wall. Side retired. But the 1989 Athletics strike 3 times. A 2-run blast by Ricky Henderson to tie it, and a solo blast by Jose Canseco. Put them ahead, 5-4. We go to the top of the 8th. Stewart's still on the mound. And he's thrown 107 pitches. Now, I'm going to let Milt, because sometimes when you play these PC games and the PC engine is the manager, and I know Stewart's good for another 13 pitches, but I'm going to give Milt an opportunity, because he's an Oakland Athletics fan. I'm going to click on bullpen here. Obviously, Eckersley will come in the 9th. No matter what, I will put Eckersley in for the Athletics if they're ahead. Do you want to go to a different pitcher, Milt? You can see your bullpen. You have everyone eligible here. And you even have starters eligible. You just don't see them because they're not in the bullpen. I can bring that up for you if you want. So, Milt, do you want Dave Stewart to pitch the top of the 8th? Or do you want to go to your bullpen and do up for the Mets? You have a lefty Darryl Strawberry, a lefty Danny Heap, and the switch hitter Johnson, and then another switch hitter Mookie Wilson. As Milt says, put in Honeycutt. Okay, we can do that. That's the beauty of this game. But bear with me a moment, as I have to take over control. Another beauty of this game. And if you like this game, and you want me to do it too, because I don't show everything, because I'm not a whiz with OBS, and when I try to put up multiple screens, it never usually works. So I usually tell you what I'm reading. I'm now going to take control of the Athletics for a moment, and we're going to bring in Rick Honeycutt as Milt calls for the lefty Rick Honeycutt. So now when you want to do that, you click on Stewart, and Rick Honeycutt will come in. He's good for 30 pitches, and I think that's a good call because you have lefty, and Strawberry and Heap. Switch hitter Johnson, I think he hits worse from the right side, and I know Mookie Wilson, I believe, hits worse from the right side. I believe. I could be wrong. So Rick Honeycutt comes in, and you click on him, hit yes, and here's Rick Honeycutt, and he's got the Texas tap on there, but So Rick Honeycutt in 1989 had a 2.35 earned run average, 2 wins, 2 losses, 12 saves. So he's going to try to set up Eckersley. Now what I have to do is, we've made the change. And I'm going to give control back to the computer now. You can actually play as both teams, but that's not really any fun for me. So. As Milt says, Eck for the 9th. Yep, absolutely. Do you want any defensive changes before I start this inning? I mean, me personally, I wouldn't change anybody on defense yet because you're only up 1, but that's me. So I will wait another second to see if Milt wants a defensive change. Again, Milt is a big Oakland Athletics fan, and this has inspired me that I think I'm going to do the 1973 World Series in Out of the Ballpark, in which I'll play as the Mets, and the computer will play as the Athletics. That's going to come up down the road, though, because I get to play as La Grande à l'Orange, Rusty Staub. God rest his soul. Any defensive changes, Milt? I know there's a delay with YouTube, so I will wait a second. Nah, it's baseball, no defensive change necessary. LOL, as he says, it's AL. I agree, because you're only up 1 and you have a tremendous hitting lineup. Alright, so Honeycutt will face Darryl Strawberry, lefty-lefty matchup. Honeycutt, lefties only batted 156 off of him, and Strawberry struggled off left-handed pitching in 86. Again, these are different years, 89 A's, 86 Mets. But we can't take... Again, all players are eligible. Again, this is a sim haha have fun game, so I actually have George Foster, who got hurt, but he didn't hit good off lefties anyway. I'm gonna let Straw Man swing away. Maybe he runs into a pitch. Yeah, we can hit lefties. Ray Knight. Ooh, yeah, Ray Knight. Yeah, I'm gonna save Ray Knight though. I'm gonna save Ray Knight for a moment. Save Ray Knight for a moment. Alright, Strawberry's 1 for 3. Honeycutt, he's ready to work. Here's the pitch from Honeycutt to the Straw Man. Strawberry grounds it to Lansford. Bang, bang, play at first. And then safe. And then the ball is thrown away. And Strawberry advances to second base. Did they give him a hit? Doesn't matter. He's at second on the E5 by Carney Lansford. Let's check out Strawberry here. Let's go to the box score. And if he has 2 hits, they gave him a hit with the... Yes, he has 2 hits. And he advances, so he beat it out clean. But Lansford throws the ball away. The tying run is at second. So Honeycutt. That's a bad break for the Athletics. Here's Danny Heap. Danny Heap is awful against left-handed pitching. He is not going to hit. If he could bunt, I'd have him put a bunt down. And we're going to go with, we could go with Ray Knight, but they probably will walk him. Lee Mazzilli, but he did not hit lefties at all. Ricky, don't lose my number. I like Ray Knight. Kevin Mitchell. I really want to move him over, though. Danny Heap's definitely not going to hit. We're going to go with Kevin Mitchell. Dave Maganin. 18 at-bats, but that was on 533 off righties. Kevin Mitchell will come in to pinch hit. And now, I will go to Milt. Milt, do you want to change? Do you want Eckersley for a 6-out save? Do you want to make a change here? I'll show you your bullpen once again. And you have your starters. You can actually pitch a starter if you want. Which you don't see the starters here, but... So I went with Kevin Mitchell, Milt. I'll give you a moment. Do you want to stick with Honeycutt? Or you have Corsi and Burns, who are righties. Dolly, who's a right. Nelson was pretty good. 170. Righties only hit 174 off of him, so you could go Corsi, 230. I mean, you got Nelson, you got Plunk. Again, all players are eligible. As Dog City says, Heap looks like a rebel pilot. Heap had a good day, though. Danny Heap. Heap was 2 for 3 with a run scored. As he hits right-handed pitching quite well in 86. He says, so Milt says go to the closer. He's going for the 6-out save here. He doesn't want to fool around with Nelson or Plunk. He wants Eck. All right. We're going to go to Eck. Eckersley, pure death. What a season he had. You're going to look at these stats when we put Eckersley in. Oh, I forgot. All right, relax. I know you're the computer. I'm going to override that. Milt says go to Eck. We're going to go to Eck. Eck for the 6-out save. Eckersley good for 30 pitches. Here comes Eckersley. So the error really hurt what the A's wanted to do here. So Mitchell will face Eckersley. Eckersley in 1989, 1.56 earned run average, 4 wins, no losses, 33 saves, struck out 55, walked 3, batting average against 162. Lefties hit 206, righties 119. Righties only hit 119. We're going to let Mitchell swing away, though. I'm not going to do a double switch. I'm going to let Kevin Mitchell hit. Mitchell, in 1986, 277, 12 homers, 43 ribbies, but he only batted 233 off right-handed pitching. Mitchell, let's see how many homers he had off righties. He had 5 homers, 7 off lefties. Again, I'm looking at a stat page. There's tremendous stats in this game. So fun game, very fun game. All right, Eckers. Oh, I got to change back to the computer now. Oakland will be managed once again by the PC, as Milt has brought in Eckersley in this Milt Invitational Trophy game. Strawberry, no outs, tying run at second. 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10 base runner. Base hit should score him. The big windup and leg kick by Eckersley. Here's the pitch to Kevin Mitchell. And Mitchell lines out to Tony Phillips. Oh, he hit the ball on the screws, but right at Tony Phillips. 1 down. Strawberry quickly gets back to second base. As Herb Pilgrim says, Eck with hair. As Herb says, yuck. Boston pitcher. Oops, sorry, out. That's okay. So here's Eckersley. Back up on the hill, rubs up the baseball. He wants to work quickly. Here's Howard Johnson. Hojo will hit from the left side, the switch hitter. Johnson 2 for 3 today. And that was off Dave Stewart. Eckersley trying to win this game in the first ever Milt Invitational Trophy game. Hojo flied to right, singled in the 4th, knocking in Heap, and then grounded a single in the 6th. Johnson 254 off right-handed pitching. Strawberry the tying run at second base with 1 out. Again, the big leg kick and the pitch by Eckersley to Johnson. Then he strikes out Hojo on the 1-2 count. Painted the corner on the inside portion of the plate. So 2 outs. Strawberry be off on contact. Eckersley up to 12 pitches. Mookie Wilson 1 for 3. He homered off Stewart to get the scoring going in the top of the 3rd. 5-4 ball game, 2 outs, top of the 8th. Wilson batted 286 off right-handed pitching. he's going to take. Here's the pitch from Eck. Strawberry, what was he doing? He took a big running lead, and that was a strike. So Wilson's down 0-1. Digs back in, ready to grip and rip. Eckersley, the high leg kick. He deals to Mookie Wilson. Wilson sends that ball deep to right. Canseco makes the running catch. Side retired. The A's are 3 outs away from winning the Milt Invitational Trophy. Due up for the Athletics, Dave Henderson, Mark McGwire, and Terry Steinbach. And Myers will not pitch to Henderson, that's for sure. We're going to go to our bullpen as they have righty, righty, righty. And we're going to go with I could go to Terry Leach, but he only pitched 6 2/3 innings, and even though it's a 188, I'm going to go with Roger McDowell. That was the 1-2 punch out of the bullpen. Roger McDowell and Jesse Orozco. They had a good bullpen in '86. I'm going to go with Roger McDowell. So here comes Roger McDowell to pitch. McDowell, 3.02 earned run average. 14 wins, 9 losses, 22 saves. Batting average against 228. Lefties hit 247, righties 211. Will face Hendu. Dave Henderson's 0 for 3. McDowell's ready to work. Carter sets the target. Here's the pitch to Henderson. And that is a ground ball foul down the left field line. The count's 0-2. McDowell gets the ball back. Nods his head. The windup and the pitch. Henderson grounds it. Hojo up with it. Fires to first. And he is out. Scores 5-3 at home. As Dave Henderson grounds out to third. And Howard Johnson 1 out. No one on. And here's Mark McGwire. McGwire 1 for 2. He has walked. Hit a solo blast in the 4th. And grounded to third in the 6th. McDowell's going to see if we can get Big Red to chase with a pitch around, as he hopes to hit the inside or outside corner. Here's the pitch to McGwire. McGwire grounds it to Johnson. Johnson fires to Keith Hernandez for out number 2. Once again, McGwire tried to pull that ball, and he beats it into the ground to Howard Johnson at third. So 2 outs. Base is empty. Here comes Terry Steinbach. He's 0 for 3. Gary Carter wiggles the fingers. McDowell kicks and fires to Steinbach. And that is a ground ball. Backman gobbles it up. Throws to first. Side retired. We go to the top of the 9th. The 1989 Oakland Athletics 5. The 1986 New York Mets 4. Dennis Eckersley has thrown 14 pitches. He's good for 30. Trying to get the 6-out save here to win this Milt Invitational Trophy game. A tremendous prestige to win this game. As these teams are battling tooth and nail, it's been an exciting one here at the ballpark. Due up for the Mets, Rafael Santana, and he will not hit. As we're gonna, then we have Dykstra and Backman at the top of the order. So Santana only bats 199 off righties, will not hit. We will now go to Ray Knight to try to lead things off here. Here's Ray Knight. Ray Knight batted 298 in '86, 11 homers, 76 ribbies. He hit lefties really well, but he hit 242 off righties. We're just going to go righty-righty here. I have a feeling Ray Knight's going to do something. I just have a feeling. As Dog Sidious says, pinch hit Kirk Gibson. I wish I had Kirk Gibson. A name that makes Milt shudder, most likely. Alright. Here's the pitch from Eckersley to Ray Knight. And Knight strikes out swinging on the 1-2 count. Ball at the knees as he was way out in front of that off-speed pitch. Eckersley set him up beautifully. So Eckersley and the Oakland A's now 2 outs away from victory. They have a 5-4 lead, top of the ninth. Here is Lenny Dykstra. He's 2 for 4. Dykstra has some pop in that bat. He's a bulky little fella. Steinbeck sets the target. The big wind-up and leg kick from Eckersley. Here's the pitch to Lenny Dykstra. And Nails grounds it back to Eckersley, who throws to McGuire. 2 down. 1 out away from winning the Milt Invitational Trophy game. The 1989 Oakland Athletics 5, the 1986 New York Metropolitans 4. Last chance, last call for alcohol. At 2, you are through. And it's Wally Backman hoping to turn back the clock like daylight savings time, 1 hour. He's 1 for 4. 7 out of 10 bunter. Will he dare to bunt for a base hit? Eckersley's ready to work. Once again, the high leg kick. Here's the pitch to Backman. Backman smashes that ball into right. We have an 81% chance, of getting to second for a hustle double. Canseco has a 9 out of 10 arm. Oh, God. 81%, I'm going for it. There goes Wally. Here's the throw, and he's safe. Wally Backman keeps hope alive for the New York Metropolitans. With a hustle double, Canseco lollygagged a bit to the ball. Jose feeling good about himself. And now the tying run at second. Here comes Keith Hernandez. And some anxious moments here for the fans at the Oakland Coliseum. 5-4 game. Tying run at second, and Wally Backman, 7 out of 10 base runner. He will score with 2 outs. And here's Keith Hernandez. Hernandez 0 for 3. He is grounded to the pitcher in the first, walked in the third, fly to shallow right in the fifth, and flew deep to left down the line in the seventh. Keith Hernandez had 13 home runs to go along with a .310 batting average in 1986 and 83 ribbies. Could Eckersley be having flashbacks to Kirk Gibson, as this is a left-handed batter? Is Milt getting a little scared here? Stratomatic Delaware has joined us in the chat. How are you, my friend Chris? Check out that wonderful Card and Dice channel. Hernandez is ready to work. The windup and the pitch from Keith Hernandez. Steinbeck has a quick word first. And now here's the pitch. And Hernandez grounds it up the middle. Phillips backhands it, fires to McGuire. Ball game over. Nice play by Tony Phillips as that ball looked like it was going to bounce up the middle and get into center field. The 1989 Oakland Athletics behind Dave Stewart and Dennis Eckersley, and 3 home runs, defeat the New York Mets of 1986 5-4 in our inaugural Milt Invitational Trophy game. And what a ball game it was, 5-4, as Milt jumping up and down says the A's win, the A's win, the A's win. And I'll be shooting you an email, Strat Delaware, because I have your email from before, unless you changed it. I know you sent it to me again, but I have your email from before. Yeah, we're going to try to set up something with Chris from Stratomatic Delaware for Saturday evening, hopefully, to talk a little sim sports, whether PC or card and dice. He'll be giving you the card and dice stuff, and I'll be giving you my opinions on the PC games. So, and let's go to the box score. So bear with me one moment as we bring up the box score. And there it is. As God said, let there be box score, and box score there was. So a really fun game, as it went down to the top of the ninth, 5-4. The 89 Oakland Athletics defeat the 86 Metropolitans, 5-4. Really fun game. Dwight Gooden took the loss. He went 6 2/3 innings. 6 hits, 5 runs, all of them earned 3 home runs. We'll get to that shortly. Walked 5, struck out 7. Myers came in and got Parker. That's the only left-handed batter he faced. The youngster Myers, as all players were eligible for this game that were on the roster for the year. McDowell pitched the bottom of the eighth, scoreless bottom of the eighth, to keep it a one-run deficit, but the Mets, with 2 outs, got Backman with a hustle double to second, but a nice play by Tony Phillips on the ball. Looked like it was headed up the middle for a base hit. Phillips backhanded quickly, contorted his body, and threw to first. Ball game over. Save goes to Eckersley. Dave Stewart went 7 innings. He picked up the win in the Milt Invitational Trophy game. First ever. 7 innings, 10 hits, 4 runs. 4 of them earned. He gave up a home run to Mookie Wilson, walked 2, struck out 1. Honeycutt faced 1 batter. He gave up a hit. Then Milt called for the big man. He called for the righty. Dennis Eckersley got the 6-out save. 2 innings, 1 hit, no walks, 2 strikeouts. Let's go to the batting. Actually, let's go miscellaneous first. Player of the game, MVP Jose Canseco. Milt wanted Ricky Henderson player of the game, so let's compare those stats. As Chris from Stratomatic Delaware says, Doc just didn't have it. No, he didn't. He was not good. Fun game. Very fun game. Did it on Action PC. Hadn't played that in a little bit. Got to get back to our Beatles All-Decade World Series. We got lots of things going on the channel. But, we like to show it all. We had fun with all of our games. All right, so they picked Jose Canseco, I think because he had the game-winning home run. That was a clutch homer. So, and he played really good defense, except for the ball. He lollygagged a little bit. And Backman had a hustle double. All right, so let's go through the Mets first in defeat. Lenny Dykstra 2 for 5 with a ribby. Backman 2 for 5 with a ribby. And he had that double at the end. Keith Hernandez 0 for 4 with a walk. He made the last out. Nice play by Tony Phillips going up the middle. Gary Carter 1 for 4. The straw man, Darryl Strawberry 2 for 4. Danny Heap 2 for 3 with a run scored and a double. Kevin Mitchell, a pinch hitter, 0 for 1. Howard Johnson 2 for 4, runs scored and a ribby, and he struck out once. Mookie Wilson 1 for 4 with a home run and a run scored. Rafael Santana 0 for 2 with a run scored, a walk and a K. And Knight, the pinch hitter, Ray Knight, 0 for 1, he struck out. The Mets in defeat, 37 at-bats, 4 runs, 12 hits, 4 ribbies, 2 walks, 3 Ks, 2 doubles, and a home run by Mookie Wilson. Now to the victorious Oakland A's in this Milt Invitational Trophy game. Ricky Henderson 1 for 3, a run scored. He had a 2-run homer. There's his 2 ribbies and a walk. Carney Lansford, tough day, 0 for 3 with a walk. Jose Canseco, 1 for 4, a run scored, knocked in 2. You got to remember, he beat out that double play ball too, Milt. I have to go with Jose Canseco and Dennis Eckersley. Those are my co-MVPs. He beat out that double play ball. That was huge. That knocked in a run. And then he had the game-winning homer. I have to agree with the computer. Normally I don't, but I have to. Dave Parker, 1 for 3 with a walk. Dave Henderson, tough day. Man, what a tough day. 0 for 4 in the hat trick. He K'd 3 times. Mark McGwire, 1 for 3 with a home run, a run scored, a walk. Steinbach, the catcher, 0 for 4 with 2 Ks. The only thing that makes his day look good is Dave Henderson's day. And Tony Phillips, 2 for 3, a run scored and a strikeout. And he made that nice play up the middle. That could have been slated for center field. We could be playing extra innings right now, but nice play with the backhand, contorted his body, threw to McGwire, ball game over. Walt Weiss, the shortstop, 0 for 2 with a run scored and a walk. So the MVP, I give co-MVPs. I do give it to Jose Canseco and Dennis Eckersley. 6 outs, save. Honorable mentions go to McGwire and Henderson. Those are the 3 men who homered for the Athletics. And let's go to a quick recap. It was scoreless until the top of the third. The Mets sent 7 batters to the plate. They scored 2 runs on 3 hits and 2 walks. Mookie Wilson had a solo home run, and then there was a ground out by Backman that knocked in Santana. 2-0 Mets. Oakland would cut that lead in half as Jose Canseco beat out a double play ball. The run scored from third, 2-1. Mets get right back on the board in the top of the fourth. 1 run on 2 hits. Howard Johnson singled, scoring heap 3-1. Oakland came right back in the bottom of the fourth. They scored 1 run on 2 hits. A Mark McGwire solo blast, and Big Red brought him to within 1 again, as it was 3-2 Mets. Then the Mets again would get a run across, top of the sixth, on 2 hits. Lenny Dykstra singled, scoring Hojo. Howard Johnson 4-2 Mets. Then Oakland, in a big 7th inning, would score 3 runs on 3 hits. Ricky Henderson hit a 2-run blast to tie the game off Dwight Gooden 4-4, and then Jose Canseco hit the solo blast to give him the lead 5-4, and eventually the win. Dave Stewart struggled, went 7 innings. I'm sorry, that's incorrect. Dave Stewart went 7 innings, picked up the win. I had Dwight Gooden on my mind. He gave up 4 earned runs, 10 hits, 2 walks, 1 K. Dennis Eckersley got the 6-out save. He was very good. Struck out 2. And Dwight Gooden in 6 2/3 innings struggled, and he did not pitch well at all. 5 walks, 7 Ks. Ugh, not good. Not good. So that's the ball game, folks. Thank you to Milt in the chat. Thank you to JD. Check out that wonderful channel. Thank you to Herb Pilgrim. Stratomatic Delaware with Chris. Check him out. Another wonderful channel. Dog Sidious, all things Star Wars and entertainment. Check out that beautiful YouTube channel. And I think we got everybody. Let me just scroll up in case I missed someone. It was a very fun game. We had a few viewers. Hope they enjoyed it. They didn't jump in the chat, but that's fine too. Always feel free if you want to jump in the chat. And if you, as always, if you like, every once in a while I say, hit that like button. Shows me you like what we're doing. And thank you for taking time out to spend it with myself and the chat. And that's everyone. So thank you to Milt, Dog Sidious, Herb Pilgrim, JD, and Chris from Stratomatic Delaware. All jump in the chat. Thank you for everyone else who watched now or will watch later. The 1989 Oakland Athletics come back with 3 in the 7th and defeat the 86 New York Mets as Dennis Eckersley gets the final 6 outs and the save. Stewart gets the win. McGwire, Henderson, and Canseco homer for the Athletics. Mookie Wilson homered for the Mets, and Danny Heap went 2 for 3 with a double. So once again, the A's defeat the Mets 5-4 in our inaugural Milt Invitational Trophy game. Till next time, health and happiness. Watch out for the curveball in the dirt. God bless. You know what's coming, folks. Peace!